Hey y'all, what's up? My name is Mizzle. You watching my channel Mizzle 14, and I'm here doing the review of Haves and Haves Nots, season 6, episode 26 and 27. Yep, I'm doing 2 videos in one again because I think it's better for me because it's been crazy hectic with my schedule. So some shows will have to be done every 2 episodes and I get it done. And I just feel like it's better for me to do that anyway because it connects the story better and to me. But some shows will still do weekly, but there's some shows that will still every 2 episodes. Alright, so we know after that Hannah stabbed the guy in the shoulder with his marcus, that hitman that freaking Candace put on Hannah to scare her so she get the money from her. So when she scared, she ran at the house screaming, "Help me, help me, help me, help me," screaming. The guy, after she left the house screaming at the thing, the guy got up and went to the van. Candace and RK was scared, so Candace was like, "RK, drive, drive, drive." The guy's bloody in the van, just drive. During the midst of it, Derek heard Hannah screaming out. He said, "Hold up, who's Hannah?" Heard Hannah stop her. She said, "Oh my gosh, what happened? What happened? Tell me what happened." She said it was a guy in the house, everything, and seeing the guy in the house and craziness. And she said he's in the house, he's trying to get me, break in, and money. So Derek was in the house. He was checking everything in the house, and there was nobody there. And he came back outside, and she said, call the police, and everything. And he said he called the police. Now, yeah, he called the police, and after that, Derek called Catherine. He called Catherine and told Catherine what's up. He said it's been breaking one of your condos. She said, "Oh, hope it's not the whole thing." She said, "No." He said, "No." He said it's Hannah's house. He said, "What?" Hannah, he said, "Yeah, it was breaking Hannah's house." And she said she gonna go and see. She on the way. But at the same time, it was so funny when I was saying, why the hell Catherine and Jim don't like each other, but they sleep in the same bed? So Jim said, who was down the phone? And she said, why the hell you in the bed with me, man? It's so many other bedrooms, so you in the bed with me? I was laughing. I was like, damn, she didn't realize that. She was really shocked. I was like, how the hell in the bed together? They don't like each other. But Jim is funny. So Jim get a call too from Jeffrey. And Jeffrey asked Jim, can he get a security guard? Sorry. So to stay in front of his father's door. And Jim said, I can't do that. He asked the FBI. Jim said he asked the FBI. But they said they can't do that for him. So can he do this favor? So Jim said, you know what? I could do something. Just wait for me. I'll get there. Just stay with your father until I get the guard there. He said that was good. Now, Jeffrey was still at his father, was there in the hospital with his father. And he walked out the room because he knows his father's still in pain. So Jeffrey asked the nurse, who's Nurse Madison, a cute little white guy, and saying that, can you freaking give my father a pain shots because he like egging. He said I gave him shots, but we'll give him shots later on. So, and then all of a sudden he saw somebody walked in the door. So Jeffrey was like, well, I was like Jeffrey too. I said, what the fuck, you just walked in that shit like that? Because I didn't see that Veronica walked in. It just somebody just walked in the door. So Jeffrey said, is visitation hours going on? He said no. So he was like, who did you just see? This person just walked in the door. Madison said no. So he walked in, and here comes his mother. Mother Veronica was wearing an all black dress, trying to see what David is. And Jeffrey was like, what you doing here? She said, I'm trying to see my husband. He said, you don't belong here. He tried to get her out. He said, you better get out and everything. She was not listening. She said, I'm not going anywhere. And everything. I need to see how my husband's feeling. I'm his wife for 25 something years. I belong here. He said, you don't belong here. They was going back and forth. And Veronica says she's disappointed. She's disappointed in David because he left her for a whore, not knowing that Veronica was doing a lot of shit through the marriage, and David was faithful. But now David stepped out because he's had enough with you. You was upset because he was dealing with a whore or something like that. So she said, oh, he left me dealing with a whore. and I hope your bird Crips don't make it out alive in that damn car. I don't care. So then she'll try to get she would try to get David up, and then all of a sudden she kept hitting the punch. She said, "Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up!" Act like a crazy man woman. So Jeffrey said, "Stop it, man, stop it, man." She kept going, kept going. That boy took the defibrillator, and shot the mother in the back, and she just like, I was like, Jeffrey, you stabbed your mother once in the past, and now you just shot the hell out of Veronica. That bitch was shook out. She caught that Holy Ghost and shook out. Later on, she was in a hospital bed. So Nurse Madison and the doctor was seeing her up, which actually she got waking her up, so she's okay. She's okay. She woke up, and it said, "Can you tell me what happened?" She said, "My son." He said, "Your son?" He said, "Yeah, my son did this to me. He shot me," and it's like that. And he said, "How did he do that?" She said, "With the defibrillator." He said, "What?" He said, "Could have killed you." He said, "Yeah," but she said, "Call the police. Get him arrested. Get him arrested." Like, she was getting agitated. They had to calm him down. And nurse was like, "Oh, he really did that? Why he would do something like that?" He said, "Oh, if you don't like me, son." It was so crazy. So the doctor would say, "This is a family crazy dynamic." It's like, really? The son trying to shock his mother? They said, "That's dangerous." So they said they have to call the police. But Nurse Madison, he didn't want to believe that that's really going on, because he said he didn't want to. He didn't want to really call the police, but the doctor told him to call the police. He said, "I gotta go up there." So when Nurse Madison went to the room with David, he was like giving David his pain medicine, because that was time to get the pain medication. And David said, "Oh, you just already gave me this. What's going on?" He said, "Well, you could be pain in a way, awake, or you could be happy and agitated," something like that. He said, and he said, "Just rather take the pain." And he took the pain thing, and then he was actually Jeffrey. He said, "You did that to your mom?" or something like that. Oh, he asked Veronica, because before Nurse Madison came in, David asked Jeffrey. He said, "What's your mama?" And she said, "Oh, she is somewhere in the hospital." He said, "You could have killed her." He said, "You heard all that?" He said, "Yeah. You could have killed her." He said, "I don't care about that bitch." He said, "Well, that's still your mama." She said, "She did everything towards me and towards you and everything." Well, he said, "That's still your mama and everything, and you just need to go check up on her." He said, "Oh, I ain't doing that." So he said, that's when Nurse Madison came in. And Nurse Madison asked Jeffrey, "You did that to your mom?" He said, "Oh, yeah, I did that shit." He just said it straight up. He didn't care. He said, "Yeah, I shot that bitch." Did it straight up. He said he did it. He said did it. And David didn't want Jeffrey to be angry, not to be his mother. But Jeffrey had enough with his mother. He had enough with his mother. He said, "Come on now. Enough is enough." So he said, "Yeah, I did it." So Nurse said, "You know, if you're telling me this, I had to call the police." He said, "Oh, yeah, go ahead." Go ahead. I'm not changing my game. I did that to that bitch, and she deserved it. Fuck out of here. I'm not backing down. I'm not pussy popping. I'm backpedaling the pussy popping. I said I did it. You could call the police, and I'm not wanting you to stop doing your job. You have to do your job, right? You're gonna lose your job or come to me. Call the police. Shit. So I said, "Oh, I hear that." So then we get Benny. Benny was waiting in the hotel for Candace, because you know Candace told Benny to wait in the hotel to distract her from the house, so to keep stalling him so he won't go back to the house. So he's waiting, and then he get a call from Mitch. Right, so Mitch was like, "Where you at?" He said, "I'm at the hotel still waiting for my sister and everything." He said, "Well, listen, yeah," he said, "his people's after him." He said, "What? I thought what was going on." He said, "Yeah, they know the truth, but it probably was really too late, and they really put a hit on him. So it was like, I need you to either get a room, stay in the room, or stay in public." But before he's asked to tell him that, he said, "Yo, it's two guys in here," because Benny keep looking over, and these two guys keep looking at Benny, make it very obvious that you're watching the guy. It's like, if you don't want somebody to know that you're watching them or something, why the hell you making it so obvious you watching them? It's like, really, this. I'm not gonna say no. I'm not gonna go to the speech about this scene is unrealistic because it was never happened in real life. I'm not gonna go all that. But I would say that if you want somebody to know that you don't want nobody to know you after them, but you secretly after them, watching them. You would be more discreet with your looking at him or something, but it scared them out, and he noticed that these guys after him. So I think Mitch asked the guy, asked if his name is Kevin. So he said, yo, his name is Kevin, and the guy said no. He said, okay, that's what he told him. Well, you know what? Stay in public or stay in your room, but don't leave and go home. Do not go to your house, because there was the first thing they would do. They would send somebody at the house as well as looking for where you at. So Benny said, okay. So Benny was sitting there for a while. Now, so Mitch was talking to his family about the hit on Benny, and he said he could put a stop to that, and the Uncle Vinny did mention to Mitch, who was the true killer, and he told the guy that Uncle Vinny's confessed to him, and it wasn't a black kid, it was another guy named Wyatt, and he the one who did it. And he said, oh, well, you know how it is. It's like, I got to call the guy to get the hit off, since it's already too late. So he's after him. And he said he has a plan set up for Wyatt. So he said he's going to have one of his men go into the cell with Wyatt and do the deed there. So I said, oh, they planning. So this one bitch went off the back and was asking the guy, like, listen, my friend owned the money. He took the money from thing. He tried to get the money back. He said, oh, what interest? The guy said, oh, he tried to get the money back with interest. He said, that's the problem. He didn't even use the money. He was trying to give it back and everything. He don't have the extra money, the interest. And he said, oh, that's the problem. He said, oh, you like the black guy? And he keeps saying, you like the black guy? He said, oh, he's a good guy and everything. He said, oh, I ain't care for you, someone who like the blacks. I said, oh, y'all is such, oh my gosh. So when Candace told Arcade to drive, they drove from the thing. They drove till they got to this loose, clear side street. Looked like it was no traffic going through. And she asked Arcade, he's okay? Is he dead or something? I guess he still had the knife in his shoulder and stuff, and he passed out. So she said, check his pockets. Check the pockets. He had got money. And remember, that's the money he stole when he was at Hannah's house, because he was going through the house and looking through the drawers and stuff like that. So the money that was in some of the drawer was one of the money that Benny was supposed to get back. So his money got stolen. He didn't know that yet, but he will find out later on. But his money got stolen, and Candace, RK found the money in his pocket. He said, give it to me, and let's get out the van. So she ripped part of her skirt and asked him to hit a lighter, and then she lighted the van up to destroy the evidence and all that stuff. I said, oh, good. They kept walking away. RK asked for a cut. She said, I'll think about it. Because you know Candace is greedy as motherfucker. She won't give you hardly any cut for the money that she deserves. She gonna get. So she gonna keep most of the money to herself and give you a little bit if she decided to give you anything. No to Candace. So they left out and kept walking. And said, what you gotta do? Candace said she gotta go somewhere. They low. It's so much heat right now. So if I just gonna go where I need to go. So okay, good. He said I can hold it down while you're away, and I'm good. She said you better. During that time, this was she would get a call from Benny. Was asking Benny. Benny was asking her. I said, where you at? And he said, I'm waiting for you. And she said, oh, it's okay. Can I see you tomorrow and stuff? He kept persistent, but she said, I can see you tomorrow in the morning, see you at the house. And he said, okay, we meet at Mama's house. The one we looking for you. She said, okay. Stop that. Now, so we know that police came to Hannah's house. They was asking a bunch of questions. She was answering the questions. She basically was telling them that her daughter is the one that was connected to this guy breaking into the house. He was looking for Candace because they owe her money, and told them that I had all that stuff, craziness. So he gave the police her number. He said, I don't know where she at. You better look, ask her yourself. Everything. So that's what he told them, like, stay out the kitchen. because that's the crime scene, and we come back in the morning to investigate. I said, first of all, if something happened in the kitchen like that, you will close that thing off. I mean, I don't know how severe, how dire it is, because she's not dead or anything, but you usually will close up the kitchen so nobody will step in the area, put fingerprints in it, and they're supposed to be there, so incriminate themselves. So you don't want any issues. So you should have blocked it off, or had told them to go to a hotel, and you will come back after you finish investigation or something. But to leave the house and tell them not to go in the kitchen when you know they may go to the kitchen, it's like, that's ridiculous. So I said, oh, okay, that's crazy. So the plan for Wyatt is, they had a guy stationed at the front of some lady's door. The police officer was there. I guess he was so scared because he needed backup, because this is a big dude and he always had his hand in his pocket. So Justin came and helped the guy. He said, you called for a backup? And he said, oh, you? Oh, damn. He said, what's all damn for? He said, oh, they brought you over here. He said, yeah, I can help you and so like that. He said, well, I just need you to watch my back. You know, they don't care for Justin at the police station, so they always go get him a hard time. And so the guy was at the station at the front, and he would say, yo, can you get your hand out the pocket? What you doing here? What you doing here? Get your hands out the pocket. So the guy took his hand out of the pocket, and he knew by punching the police officer he was going to get arrested, because he's trying to get in the cell with Wyatt. So that was his ticket way to get in. So when he did that, he got his thing off. He acted like he was obeying Justin, but he punched Justin. And Justin hit him back and handcuffed. He said, oh, you want to hit guy? You want to hit me? Just go in there. He said, that's what he wanted. It was a plan that it worked. So the guy was ended up in Wyatt's cell, and Wyatt was like, oh my gosh, who's this? All that stuff. You know, he's still strung out or something like that. So he was acting Justin, come on, I can't have him in here. I can't have him in here. I need move me, please. You gotta move me. You gotta do me a favor. Get me out of here. I can't stay here. And he kept looking at the guy. He know that guy means some business. So I figured, Wyatt shook. So Justin, he was trying to touch Justin. He said, yo, you gotta get me out of here. He said, I'll do anything. He said, oh, what you gotta do? You do anything. He's like that. How far you go to get what you want? He said, you know what I want. He want that drugs, basically. He said, well, I could do as much as I can. He said, well, you're not desperate enough. Once you get desperate enough, Justin will help you. But once you're not just desperate enough to get that help when you asking, Justin's not gonna help you. He's gonna keep moving on like there's no tomorrow. And this was after the police left Hannah's house. She was like, the last time she got scared because she was around 19, something like that, and she got raped. Now the guy Derek, he said he was decided to stay with Hannah because he didn't want her to be alone. And she was worried about Benny. He said, I will take care of Benny. Don't worry about it. I will call him. And I was like, oh, okay, that's nice. He's doing good. But when they were sitting there on the couch and they was talking the story, he started breaking down more than Hannah. So it was like she was telling the story about her daughter and how she's crazy. And then she kept praying for her. But after a while, God told her to stop praying for her. But she just had a soft heart. It was crazy. And then he said, well, we just need to pray, because we just hopefully pray and get her better. And then I know how it is when I was out there and I was strung up. Stuff. And I said he very more emotional than Hannah. It's come to find out Hannah started consoling him more than he was helping Dan for her. So I said, what the hell? Because when she's mentioned the rape thing, he started breaking down. So I was like, because a lot of people were saying that maybe this guy Derek is the one who raped Hannah back in the days. But Hannah said she would recognize the eyes, and then he had a tattoo. But I don't think she really saw his body like that. But she said she would recognize his eyes. So pretty sure I think Hannah will recognize him, even if it was years later, unless he really changed. But I think he was in jail before because he was doing crazy. I don't think it was about rape. It was about mostly violence and stuff like that. That's what Veronica got over him and was helping him out because he was an ex-con and stuff like that. So I said, oh. So Derek got Hannah in the bed and he said he did calm down, relax, got you, okay, because she said she still kind of called Betty. He said, I will call Betty. She said, yo, you call Betty, he will freak out if you're using my phone. So he said, don't worry about it, I got you, just relax and stuff. So he calmed her down and relaxed. And then Catherine No, he calmed her down. He made tea for her. And he said, well, this is tea. And she said, is alcohol in it? He said, no. He said, damn, this is something. I needed something to calm me down. There's no alcohol in there. It ain't gonna calm me down. It's not gonna do much. And, what was that? Yeah. And say, poor Benny. So Catherine showed up. And Catherine was over there, and she was like, oh, you call Catherine. He said, I sure did. I sure did. And don't give a fuck. They don't. And I was just like, yeah. And I was like, yeah. So Catherine came, and Derek said he would go handle calling Benny, and he'd be back to check on her. So Mitch, all right. So before that, this was freaking. Well, what happened? No, Mitch called Benny again. Mitch told Benny to stay there. I'm coming to get you. All that stuff. And he said he would come and get him. Don't worry about it. I gonna come and get you. So stay there where you at. He said, okay, whatever. But after that, he gets he called Candace and he said, Candace, where she at? And she couldn't be there. All that stuff tomorrow. She said, okay, whatever. Get here. And then David called his phone. And then when David called his phone, he said, hey, Mom, because he's still got the mother number. He said, no, this is not your mom, this is David. He said, what you got her phone for? And he said, your mom, something happened. It was broken in the house. He said, what? She okay? He said, calm down. She's fine. But everything, it comes to the point, he said, come home. So you know how Benny is with his mother. So he will come back in the wrecking and come full force, rushing to get home. So when he left, that's when the two guys with the ball who's clearly staring at Benny like the whole vacant time. I said, damn, y'all making more obvious. Y'all know he know that you after him. So why the fuck y'all staring at this guy? So he kept walking, got out, and to the parking lot he started running. They started running after him. They started fighting. Benny had them for a little bit, and then they like tag team him and got him. And then Benny got this karate move and just sucked them up. Beat the other guy, threw him the thing. It's like we're whooping their asses. I was like, go ahead, Benny, go ahead, motherfucker. So you not just a good dick, you was a fighter. So Benny was fucking them up until they put a gun out on him. I was like, oh, this is exactly what happened. Thinking you get beat up, you know you're getting beat up, you can't beat them with your hands, so you got to use a gun to scare them up, because you know nobody gonna fight a gun. When you shoot you, you dead. So you don't want to get shot. You could do with the hands, but putting a gun on somebody, yes. Benny started running, they started shooting at him. Now Miss came and saved them, because Benny was ducking them behind the car. I said, hell yeah, you won't get shot, shit. So after you just beat them up and they got salty, you beating them up. So he sat down, got shot, and then he want to get shot. So Mitch came in and helped him and told the guy to back off. He's innocent. He didn't do it. He said, well, we got to hit on him. He said he didn't freaking do it. He's not the right guy. Somebody else. He said, oh, get out of here. I take care of all that stuff, and I give you orders. Get out of here. And he said, well, Mama Rose ain't going to like it. He said, I deal with her. Yeah, because last time when Mitch tried to talk to the family and they was not letting up, he said, no, you better get the money without the interest. You better get the money with the interest, or we not dealing with, or we gonna break his legs. And Mitch said, no, you just do that. So I'll go to Grandma Rose. She said, go ahead, go to Grandma Rose. She will explain the thing way better than me and go tell you the same shit I said. I said, oh, okay. So Mitch told him, let's get the money back, and we deal with the to his family. So he said the money's at his house. So he said he'll go. He go with them to the house. All right. This part was funny, right? So Catherine was here. No, it was later on. So Catherine came and they was talking, and Catherine gave her some volume, and volume supposed to make you calm down and make you like giggly and happy. Like that. So gave her some volume to calm her down. And Hannah was hesitant first. She said, oh, I'm not doing this. You do that. And Catherine said, maybe you gave me some weed. She said, well, that was for chemo. He said, well, this is for your nerves. I said, oh, tit for tat, right? So it comes a while, and Hannah gave in. He said, well, I take it because Catherine said, you know, my husband and my son. She said, oh, I'm glad. You guess you do need to take it. She said, damn sure. So she would have gave him one. Hannah took it. And she was asking, can I stay with you? And Hannah said, no, Benny gonna be here and then Derek gonna be here. And she said, oh, you like Derek? And Hannah said, yeah, I like him. And she said, oh, I'm happy y'all a good matchmaker. She said, oh, yeah, you good, all that stuff. And then so Catherine said, okay, I'll go and leave. Asked Derek to walk to a car. He walked to the car. They talked a little bit, and he said what's going on. He said it was Candace. He said, what you know about Candace? He said, oh, she a devil person. You don't want to be near her. He said, oh, I see. And then he said, let me get close to Veronica. He said, oh, I can handle her. Don't worry about it. It's cool. So Catherine was like, what does she got on you? What do you know? Like, come on, tell me. He said, no, everything's good. Everything's good. You have to worry about it because I did some work for her in the past. She said, that's all you was doing on stuff? She said, yeah. But she said, what does she got on you? He said, it's good. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So they left. Hannah got back in the house. Dad was walking back in. When he was walking back in, that's when Betty pulled up with Mitch. And Betty was like, where's my mom? Where's my mom? He said, calm down. She's fine. She's fine. So when you told me to calm down, what you doing here? She said, I'm here for your mom. And she got calmed down and everything. And he told her she stabbed someone. He said, what? All that stuff. And I need to go and see. She good. She good. She said, yeah, just calm myself down. You go in there on rage, you upset her more. So he said, boo, what you do, boo? Walked in. Mitch walked in. Derek walked in. Went to the room. Betty was questioning the moms, asking if she's okay. She said, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Don't worry about it. All that stuff. And she was telling them what happened and about your sister putting her head and did this because he was asking for Candace, and he said she owed her money, so that's what he was asking me for. And he said, cool, I'll go check everything. She said, oh, wait, Benny. Before that, he was going through drawers, looking at stuff and everything, cabinets, all that crazy. He said, the drawer. Did he went to my room? She said, yeah, I guess he did. Went to your room. He said all that stuff. So he went to the room and realized the money was gone. So this is what I was telling you, that the guy, Marcus, took the money from Benny's room. Because that's a stack. And I said, what the hell he did to get the money? But I remember was searching through the house and looking at drawers and stuff. So that's where he probably took that money and stashed in his pocket. And that's the money that Candace got now. And so Benny came back. She said, oh, what happened? He said, the money, the $45,000 money, all this. She said, where you get $45,000 from? That's what they explained to Hannah about the money he borrowed from Malone's. And she asked Mitch, she said, what's your family involved in? He said, he's involved in everything. So she said, oh, illegal stuff? He said, well, they involved in everything. He said, oh. And he said, yo, I need it. This is crazy, all that stuff. So this part had me laughing. I was laughing when she started cracking up. I started cracking up because she was like, "You and your sister." She said, "You and your sister." It's so funny. Yeah, I too cracking up. And she said, Billy was like, "What? Is this funny now?" And she started cracking. And bitch was there, looking stunned. Devin was looking at us like. And he looked like he wanted to laugh too, but he had to be in scene. So he was like, she said, oh God, oh Lord, y'all is too much. It's like, y'all funny. It's like, you do this and she do that, and y'all own this. And Kenna was dying laughing. That was the best scene in the episode. She was cracking, and I couldn't stop laughing. I was like, yo, Hannah. Yo, because usually you will get that from Hannah. Because Hannah's usually like an uptight type person. But, baby, Hannah had that volume. And she was on cloud nine. She was like, y'all stupid. Bob money for lows. And Candace is this and this and that. And she said, tomorrow we got to go to Cryo. Tomorrow we got to go to the bank, get the money. He said, oh, yeah, we got to go to the bank. He said, no. We gotta go to the choir. He said, why? They gotta go. He said, that's what she took the money from. And she started cracking up more. She said, yeah, it's too much. And so like that. So they walked out and got whatever the. And then Candace said, "Yo, Catherine gave me that good." She said, "Catherine gave me that good." And Doug was like, I know he wanted to laugh, but he was like, he was shaking his head because he knows something was wrong. Because she was hysterical, crying, laughing. She was that scene had me going. That's funny. All right, so all right, so Candace went back to the hotel with RK. Benny called Candace again. He said, I gotta see you, whatever. She said, it's small, it's too early. She said, okay, I'm coming through. Don't worry about it. Don't go anywhere. So he gonna go to the hotel. Now, RK told Candace that he was gonna go see Veronica, the old lady. And Veronica said, listen. No, Candace said, listen, you don't want to do this with Veronica. I warn you, do not mess with her. She's really, she a firecracker, and she is not to be one mess with. He said, oh, I got this. Get my cool. I said, oh, okay. So RK went to Veronica's. So she was sitting, walking down her little lingerie and her shoes on to the door, her long slick down hair, looking nice. And she said, oh, what you doing here? And he said, I came to eat some breakfast. He's hungry and all that stuff. And then basically said he wanted to have sex and continue going on. And she said, oh, I just want to know if I like you or I should kick your ass. And he said, sit down. And he said, oh, let's do this. She said, oh, I didn't call you here to have sex with you. I called in here just look up something for me and do something for me. So he said, okay, what? She said, oh, I got something here. Got there with a brown folder. When you ever see a brown folder or something like that, that's usually some papers, information about the person you're trying to talk to, whatever, or a hit. So walked over, showed him the thing. It was his mug shot, and he was like, "Oh." She said, "Oh, you got a record here, escorting." And he said, "Yeah, there's something." She said, "Oh, a lot of women love you." And he said, "Yeah, women love you." He said, "Oh, it's apparently men too." And she said, "Oh, no." He said he don't float that boat. And he said, so she said, "What you doing? Having sex?" And he said, "No, I'm just basically float when I get when I need it, and get what I want." Oh, she said, "So that's what you're trying to do with me?" He said, "No, not with you." So Veronica is stupid. She knows, she putting two together. She said, "So I'm just getting the bottom of what you was doing in the room with my son." He said, "Oh, how did you know about that?" She said, "Well, I know everything." And she was like, "Oh." So basically said no, and nothing happened going on. She said, "Well, you were trying to have sex with him?" She said, "No, I was trying to rob him." He said, "Rob him what? He got a nice watch." He don't have any money. He said he had a watch, and he could pawn that and make like 5,000 something money. And she said, "Oh, I need you to do something for me, all that stuff." He said, "What that? I want you to make him like you." And I don't know. I think she was talking about Jeffrey. I think she was talking about Jeffrey, make him like you. But he said, "Oh, I'm not float that way." But he said, "No, not in that kind of way. I just want him to make you like him, like you." I said, "Oh, all that stuff." And he said, "Well, my cup is blown in because it's like white guy." And she said, "Oh, what you did with him?" So I was asking questions. That's enough that he was like, "You know what? I need to go eat before I go into any more details." So Veronica, and looking at her like, "Oh, Veronica's onto that motherfucker. He ain't stupid. She ain't stupid. She is not stupid." So RK gonna get a rude reckoning messing with Veronica. Alright, so Jim went to go see David. He asked David for advice and everything because he got the guard monitor the door. Told Jeffrey K. Talked to his father. Jeffrey went outside. David asked the guy for advice because he said he needed to get his son out of there. David told this guy named Austin he did some dinners with me. He could help you. Just mention this name and he would help you right away. He said, good. Then he said, can you do me a favor? Can you tell me about Erica? Jim told Erica the truth. He said, yo, Erica's dead. She didn't make it. And he said, okay. I guess after that, he started crying. And then he walked outside, talked to Jeffrey. He said, everything's good. Just, you need to go home. He said, no, I'm going to stay with my father. He said, okay, cool. Walked out. That's when Nurse Madison came and talked to Jeffrey. They had talking back and forth. And Nurse Madison reminded Jeffrey about they went to grade school together. and how everything happened. And then Jeffrey started clicking. He said, "You Maddie Madison?" He said, "Yeah, that's me." I said, "Of course." He introduced us as Nurse Madison before, so he said, "Oh, Maddie." So they connect the dots, and he said, "Oh, you used to be bigger." He said, "Yeah, I used to be really bigger, but I'm in the gym now. I'm going to the gym now. I'll go to the gym working out." He said, "But I'm going to the gym now." And he said, "Let me get your number and all that stuff. Put your number so we could catch up and have something to eat." You know, Nurse Madison's kind of like Jeffrey. I could tell. And I said, "Damn, Jeffrey, you gonna have to do anything. You getting all these motherfuckers on you." So Justice, you know, crazy Justice saw that shit. And saw the numbers being changed. He asked Jeffrey, "Who the hell is he?" He said, "Oh, let's calm down. We went to grade school together." He said, "Why the hell you getting his number?" He said, "You're gonna see him later." He said, "Oh, he's my father nurse, and I call him if I need anything. So you need to leave." He said, "Okay, go." Justin went to go chase Madison down, ask Madison questions. Madison said, "What is this about?" He said, "He's under investigation, all that stuff." Long story short, he got this number, and he said, "You'd be good, well, helpful, and go about your way." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is something." Now, Wyatt strung out. The guy was in the cell. He looked like he was about to stab at Wyatt. He kept looking at Wyatt. He said, "Oh, get you," but the guard kept walking back and forth, so he stopped. So that was done with Wyatt. And the last but not least is the freaking Benny. Benny went to Candace's room, hotel room, knocking on the door, banging, was talking about everything. And Candace acted like she didn't give a fuck about what he was saying. All she wanted her money. And he said, "Oh," he told her mother. He said, he said, "Oh, that's how you think." You said, "Thing was like, how she feeling?" She said, "Oh, well, how's she feeling?" He said, "Feeling good and all that stuff, and calm down." And so, but all she want her money. And he said, "Oh, she can't." She said, "Well, you need to convince her to get my money." He said, "She's not gonna let me do that because we gave him money back to choir." And she said, "Well, that's my money." He says, "Candace, stop it." So you know he won't try and do that. Get Candace out of there. One of her suitcase and stuff, one of the drawer, Candace was trying to stop him. The money dropped up. The bloody stack of money was dropped up. And he looked at it, he said, "Candace, what you do with this? This is my money." And everything. And that's how the episode ended. I said, "Oh, child, I can't wait to say next week what's going on until he find out the plan or something." But baby, it was a good 2 episodes. Please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Please also share my videos to get my name out there to help build my channel. And I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.